Hello, my name is Aiden Conan, and I want to share my project of JUD Jr. Before I start, I want to give a little bit of a background of my story. So in seventh grade, my seventh grade English teacher had us each write a letter to our future selves. So when we graduated, we would receive a letter from our seventh grade selves looking back as to who we were. Yeah, so one of the prompts was, who am I? So I wrote a little poem or short story on who am I wanted to share it with you guys. So, who am I? Well, I'm Aiden Conan. I'm the silent blonde-headed kid who is shy at times. I like to talk, really, but I'm afraid to talk. I'm afraid of being embarrassed and not fitting in. But now thinking of how silly it is, I want to be myself. It's a little sad to receive that as a senior, about to graduate and looking back and being like, wow, that was me in seventh grade. But it was also really cool because I was able to look back and say, that was me, because that doesn't seem like me anymore. Because during college and high school, I've had the opportunity to grow and be in a leadership position and to be in front of people and socialize more. And now I actually really like talking. I like talking in front of a crowd. I'm actually super comfortable in front of it. So that fear that I had is actually what this project that I developed is addressing. So this project, JUD Jr., what is JUD Jr.? JUD Jr. is an engaging and interactive after-school workshop aimed to help kids overcome and conquer the fear of public speaking. In the youth nowadays, public speaking is something that is just, there's a stigma against it. It's to be feared. It's something you don't want to do. Presenting is awful. This is the idea that I want to go against. And I want to show kids, no, utilize public speaking to your advantage. It's a huge tool and don't be afraid of it. The next point is it's a chance for college students to mentor and teach youth what they know and to have an impact on them. I'll explain this a little bit later on, but we'll be having Gordon College students come into these workshops and help the students with these lessons and engage them in the lessons that we're doing. Number three, it's to have an opportunity for younger students to experience public speaking in a fun and exciting manner. A little bit like number one, but I just want to emphasize that this is supposed to be fun. They are kids, they want to have fun. Public speaking sounds a little bit boring, so let's have fun with it and make it interactive. How will this all happen? There are two key elements that I see that's necessary for this project. The first is an elementary school. We want a local school for a local impact, meaning when I was first setting up this project before some plans got interrupted with COVID-19, we were reaching out to North Shore Christian in Beverly. The idea is to have a school that we already had a connection with Gordon College. So that way it just makes it a little bit easier with the transition between the schools and trusting, having college students come into the school. And it also just really looks good for a good connection between the two schools. Younger students who can take on the task at hand. One problem and area that I was thinking about, I had some trouble thinking about was exactly what age group do I want to address this to? I could have aimed for high schoolers who are about to go into college, but I thought, I want to hit a younger generation and hit this early. I could have gone kindergarten to first grade, but I thought that was a little bit too early. So what we decided on and settled on is around fourth grade to eighth grade. This age range is a crucial developmental stage for these middle schoolers and late elementary schoolers who will be giving a lot of presentations later on, particularly in middle school is when you start giving more presentations at the same time as in high school. And that way we could, these students could probably handle this task. Number three for this elementary school category is students who would be willing to share their speech with the Gordon College community during JUD Talks. JUD Talks, for those who don't know, is a Gordon College Communication Arts Department hosted speech competition. And during one part, the judges deliberate on what finalists they want to, choose as the winner. And so these judges step aside and there's a little intermission period. And during this intermission period is when we would invite the JUD Jr. kids to come and share their speeches for the Gordon community, giving them a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And on the other side of that, obviously, is Gordon College JUD Talks. The most important factor of this is students who could act as mentors for the participants. These mentors, these Gordon College Judd Talk finalists would act as mentors to the kids. They'd come in each day, work with them, teach them, have fun with them, and at the end of each lesson, teach them how to write a speech and what's the best way to do that. Number two is those with a passion to influence younger generations and share their knowledge. I don't want anybody just coming in and teaching these young kids how to give a speech. I want people who are passionate and want to share that with them. Number three is Gordon students who would show a Christ-like example to the kids that they would be working with. This is the most important thing to me, and I want this to be the most important thing to our finalists who would be helping out as mentors, that we are Christians and we want to show a Christ-like example in every single thing we do, and that includes public speaking. Public speaking should be done well and should glorify Christ. Lessons. So each day we're going to have a lesson. The first day would be addressing what is public speaking. There's a lot of ideas of what public speaking is, from commercials to a sermon to just a presentation in class. We want to broaden their ideas and their mind as to what public speaking actually is. Number two is presentation. How do you present yourself in front of an audience that looks presentable? And your voice, how loud should I speak, or how quiet should I speak, and what should I do with my hands? Should I have them up all the time or down by my side, or an appropriate level of use? This is another important thing that we want to teach them. Focus. A lot of younger kids, as a lot of people know, have trouble focusing, and so do adults. I have trouble focusing sometimes, but we want to be able to specifically teach them how to focus during a speech, such as if an audience member gets up to go to the bathroom, we don't want them to lose focus and lose their place in their speech. Number four, audience. They're not just speaking to themselves, and they're not just speaking to a friend. They're speaking to a mass of people, and we want to teach them how to appropriately engage with that audience, which leads me to the last point, concluding and lasting impressions. We want the students to learn how to create a lasting impression on this audience to conclude their speech well. I feel like now a lot of people say, yep, thank you for coming, and that's all. We want to be able to give them a way to end their speech in a unique way to them and leave a lasting impression on their audience, so that when that audience leaves, they say, yeah, that kid had a good speech. Now, each day with these lessons, we want to have key elements that are always going to be an aspect of our lessons. So such as the first thing we'll do is an icebreaker / a welcome. Get the kids interacting with a name game, or get them to know the mentors a little bit better, and welcome them in and prepare for the day. Lesson through discussion. We don't want to just lecture at these kids. That can be pretty boring sometimes. So we want to have them engage with us, such as, what is public speaking? What do you think public speaking is? And engage through discussion in that way. Number three is an interactive activity applying what we learned. Think of it. If in gym class you want to learn how to kick the soccer ball into the goal, if you tell the kid just kick it and put the ball in the goal, they're going to understand what you mean, but they're not going to fully get it until they can actually kick that ball into that goal. So if we're going to teach kids about eye contact, let's actually show them and have a fun little activity about eye contact. Breakout time with a mentor. This is something that we're going to include at the end of each session every single day, is a time for them to meet with their mentor, get to know them, and develop their speech that can be shared at the JUD Talks. So why this? Like I said, my 7th grade self, I was really nervous. I was really scared of speaking. And this is something that kind of haunted me through a lot of high school until it kind of developed out of it, until I had the opportunity to use that and go forth with my public speaking ability. And we just want to give the students the time and ability to conquer their fear, and also the opportunity, an opportunity that they're going to have nowhere else to be able to do this, in a place to have fun while doing this, which I think is super important. Something that I've learned through this entire experience is just how important it is to affect the younger generations, not just through public speaking. Well, I like public speaking, but it's mostly just affecting the younger generations. There's a lot of skills that people maybe think are, they take for granted a little bit, in that we don't always teach the younger generations how to do. But especially as Christians as well in a Gordon College community, we should take the time to mentor these kids and to reach out to them and just to be there for them. So last but not least, thank you for listening to my speech. I hope that this project can happen at some point after this whole COVID-19 experience dissipates. And I hope everybody is well and healthy. But thank you very much for giving me the time and listening. And we hope to see you at JUD Talk so you can hear about JUD Jr. So thank you very much and have a great day.